let's go. We've got module 11 here. This is day 1 for that. Again, our learning target for module 11 is to be able to find side links for figures and then apply them to story problems when we're given similar figures. We're going to first, day 1, we're just going to start with setting up proportions and finding a side link. So this first success criteria here, we just want to set it up and find side links today. So we're going to do that today. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to be given the two triangles are similar, and we're going to be able to want to find that missing side. That, again, is our goal, our learning target today. Given that the triangles are similar, we're going to find missing side links here, okay? So I've got here triangles ABC and triangle DEF. We want to write the corresponding sides as proportions. So this would be, generally speaking, this would be AB would be over DE. This would be BC over EF. And again, all I'm doing is taking the first and second, and then second, third, those corresponding parts. And then the last one would be like AC over DF. Okay, if I get more specific with this, A to B, again, if we put values in, A to B would be 26, and then D to F would be 13. And then that should be equal to B to C, which I don't know, so I'm just going to leave B to C. But I do know E to F, that's 15. And then that should be equal to A to C, which is 32. And that should be equal to D to F, which, again, we do not know, so we'll just leave it as D to F. Okay? So I've got these proportional statements, and these are all my different proportions that I have. And I want to be able to find these missing sides with this. So B to C and D to F. So I'm just going to take this first part right here. I'm just going to look at just this part. And instead of B to C, a lot of times you'll see people just use X for this. So I'm going to take and go 26 over 13 is going to be equal to X over 15. So instead of BC, we're going to use X. And then I'm just going to solve this. So I got to get X by itself. So I would just divide these two, this 26 and 13. When you divide that, that gives you 2. That is your scale factor, guys. So 2 is your scale factor, and that's equal to X over 15. Okay, again, that's your scale factor. That's how much we're getting bigger by. And then to solve this, this is dividing. It's just solving your one-step equations here. This is dividing, so I times by 15 to get rid of it. And what I do to one side, I have to do the other side. Okay, so I get X is equal to 30. And then we got to remember that this is just BC. Okay, so that would be 15 is what we get for that answer there. Okay. If I look at this next one, I want to take this first portion and this last portion. So this is what this one should be. So when I set that up, it should be still 26 over 13 because that's going to give me my scale factor, and then it should be 32 over DF, but I'm going to use X instead now. Okay, or you can use Y or whatever variable. I'd simplify this as 2, and then I have this 32 over X. This one I have to times by X because I get rid of the fraction. What I do to one side, I have to do the other side. So I end with 2X equals 32. And then I'm going to divide by 2 because it's timesing, and what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I get X is equal to 16 in this case. And remember, X is just FD or DF, whichever way you want to put it. It doesn't really matter that way. So this would be 16 at that point in time. Okay, so write your proportions. You'll have some unknowns. You'll have one that will have everything. You should be good that way. Okay, let's look at a second example here. Okay, so I've got triangle MAC is similar to GET. We're going to write those. This should say triangle MAC. I'll got to get that fixed. And this should say triangle G, E, T. Okay, so if I go through that, that means that this should be MA over GE. Again, MA, the first two of each. And then I'm going to go AC over ET. And then I'm going to go MC over GT as well. Okay, so what does that look like? Again, if I fill all these in, MA is 45. GE is 15. AC, I do not know, so let's just use X for that. ET is 11. MC is 39. And then GT, I do not know, so I'm just going to use Y on that one. And then I'm going to solve both these. I'm just going to take, again, I'm going to take the first two and solve those ones. So I'd have 45 over 15 equals X over 11. I'm going to do 45, again, 45 over 15 at first just to get that solved, and this will give you 3. And rewrite that other side. Then I got to get rid of the 11. What I do to one side, I have to do the other side. So I get X is equal to 11. And again, X was AC, so AC is 11. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take this part and the other part here now, and we're going to set up one there. So we'd have 45 over 15. Again, this is going to be my scale factor, and then I've got 39 over Y. And again, Y is GT. I get 3 over here. I've got 39 over Y. I've got it times by Y. Again, times by Y. That'll give you 3Y equals 39. And then I have to divide by 3 because this is timesing. Those will cancel that out. Divide by 3, and I get Y is equal to, anybody? That's good, 13. Okay? So, and then don't forget Y is, again, Y is GT or TG, and so that would be me, 13 would be that value. And 13 here, and 11 here if you like those visuals, is what you end up getting from those, okay? So that's how you set up your proportions and how you find missing sides. That was our target today, was to do those two things. And I think if you can do that, that should set you up for day 2 as well when we're solving for story problems that we're looking for as well. So should be good there, and we'll get to practicing on this, and you guys can get better at this. So, all right, we'll see you later.